I'm really trying to look and see if this graveyard look any different after that haircut. After that haircut they did on Saturday. I say, oh, they gave the graveyard a haircut. They brought the people out. I say they look like they tightened up just a little bit. I mean, they came out, they cut the grass a tap big better. Look like I seen places spread it out. I seen people spread it out. I seen people doing a little bit of work. I said, okay, that's how I look when you come on a plantation. You ought to see people working, especially if we paying y'all. I mean, because back in the days when my people had to get on the plantation, they wasn't getting those type of pay grades. In order for them to be on the plantation, they must work, but they work didn't entail money. They work entail the harder you work today, the less ass whooping you gonna get tonight. Okay, so for me to come out here to this plantation, I rename my graveyard the plantation. I'm at Delray's plantation right now, and we gonna need to start doing better. I'm at Delray's plantation right now. You know, just something told me to get up early this morning. Looked like the chickens and the roosters woke me up. I didn't wake them up. I'll be honest with you. I had a long night last night. Yeah, I went and laid on my back and sat out the door and looked up at the clouds. And put all the different formations that was in the cloud. Most people don't do that. Y'all don't know. Looking up at them clouds give you a whole lot of answers too. And something said, once I let them chickens wake me up this morning and them birds, I said, get on up from there, girl. You know you got things you got to do, even though you said you ain't doing this no more. And you ain't going to be running because you running by yourself. And they think they not going to listen to you. And then you give up. And then, yawn, you get up and go somewhere again. Yawn, you go to fighting again. Yawn, you come up with something else that they done did. Yawn, you come up with a whole nother feeling. I'm like, yeah. Because they have emotionally abused me. They have emotionally abused me. And on top of domestic, on top of violence, and on top of abuser, I need to add for the city manager, I need to also call for his firing and his suit from me. He's a bad emotional abuser. So he falls in the realm. He just so far past the word abuser until I don't think he looking at, no, sir, your forehead look like it's on Ozempic, not your chin. Okay? I want you to look up there at Ozempic forehead and get you some brains out of there. I mean, coming from a person who claim they from Delray, who claim they black and they ain't Oprah brother, who claim that he here, her, not sure, for the people. Because when I looked at that news section that they have for this downtown coffee shop, here we go again, where a city manager butting his big nose and putting all his emphasis, heart, and love, making sure Shem stand for the people and gonna make sure that Shem fight for the people. Because now Shem, just within months, went from the pride sign on the ground. That's very important in our town because they're ready to take that to a lawsuit. I can't wait for them to take that to a lawsuit. They're going to fuck the whole state on that. I'm going to fight you, DeSantis. I'm going to get your ass. Eh? We got the right to be gay and have our pride sign on the ground, even though I don't see a Black Lives Matter sign down there. But we got pride. I don't see Black Lives Matter sign down there, but we got pride. I don't see Black Lives Matter sign down there, Black City Manager, but we got pride. So I'm wondering, what pride is it that my beloved city manager have pride for? What does my beloved city manager have pride for? What? The pride sign down on the ground, and they're going to take it all the way to a lawsuit and prove their point. And then you got half of them sitting on the commissioner's board knowing good and damn well That should be a no fight in the office. Let the people fight for that if they want it that bad. Let them go to the government. But my thing of it is, where the people should step in and put in more fight to get the governor's attention, the city manager, the mayor, and all their constituents gonna sit and back them, spend millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars to take this to court, to fight for this. Because it's a picture on the ground. It's a picture on the ground, and it symbolizes so much. And I'm going to tell you just how much that so much symbolizes. It symbolizes so much that there's not one sign anywhere in the state of, in the town or the city of Delray. There's not one sign or anything about the real true lineage and the heritage of this town other than a white man's eyeballs of it. Why don't we have any other history in this town, especially in the more modern day? If pride is more modern for y'all, and we should be looking at the signs and crossing rainbows where I goddamn children don't even know which goddamn rainbow is what. I got it done. What should I teach my BC? Is the rainbow up there or the rainbow down on the ground? Like, what does this rainbow mean? So I got to start teaching my kids stuff. Kids got to start learning all of that. That's what our shim manager want. Our shim of a city manager want. That's the fight. The people should be fighting. The people should be sending letters to the governor. And the city manager should be promoting stuff like that. Because it, to me, is that more important than the city manager, the mayor, the chief of police, the city commissioners, the city attorney, the assistant of the city manager, and I could go down the list. Is that more important for every single one of them to know me and be watching me pillow talking? I'm a crazy person. I'm going this. No, just everybody just ignore her. No, don't offer no help. No, that's not what we're supposed to do. We're not here to help the people in the town. Yes, we all heard her say that there are black women in this town being mistreated. Yes, we all heard it, because we can also go back and pull it. Can't remove that. And we all heard her say multiple times. We all heard her say, even the last time she was in a meeting, there were a black woman being abused by the system. We all heard it because I said it. And I said it at a meeting where I was so off course. Everybody was looking at me like I was crazy, but in the same breath, there were black women in that same moment being abused by the city of Delray Police Department officers. I got the footage. See, stuff like that haven't been important. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager. The city manager is a domestic abuse silencer and emotional ... All of those white women that were complaining, there needs to be an outside investigation done. Because when I look at how Master Q, know good and well, telling me it's okay to lie to me to get me to tell the truth, that opens the door for me to lie to you, to tell you the truth. And if that is the philosophy and it's okay, then it's okay for us to lie too. And we have a sustainable case. Because just about everyone that I've talked to about that officer, the 3 or 4 or 5 of them come out here like they about to jump me. Oh, she's a big woman. All of us can compound on top of her, even though she's at the graveyard, even though we all call her crazy. I'm calling for the firing, because when I look up at it, That's like a daddy figure right now. All y'all men, look at y'all city manager and say, hey, daddy, can y'all help me? Hey, daddy, you'll help me. You'll help me right now, daddy. Because I'm calling my daddy. I called my city. Right now, I'm going to call my city manager my daddy. Because I should be able to go to my city manager because I'm hurting right now at my graveyard, daddy. You anywhere around, dad? Hey, dad, city manager. I know you've seen my fight out here to the graveyard. I know you already can tell now we're not going anywhere. I know you're a domestic violence abuser. Add emotional to it. I know I'm not sitting down. I know I'm standing firm. And I'm not moving. And for the rights of our black women and the rights of me, I'm not going anywhere at all. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager. And I summons the city of Delray straight to hell. I'm also going to be looking for Alan Brown. They did say there was a spot out here for him. And I plan on looking that spot and I want to see it. Alan Brown. Alan Brown was a homeless man that I took care of for years. And I need to know where he's at. And he's a veteran. And the city of Delray thought he was crazy. But he wasn't crazy. He was crazy looking to you all. But he wasn't crazy to me. And the city of Delray didn't even do anything to help him. Didn't even honor him. They don't got anything where they're honoring veterans. Because I'm waiting on the information for me. Because if my Enoch was a veteran, y'all definitely going to go to war with me. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager for the city of Delray. I'm calling for you to be fired. You're a domestic violence abuser. And add emotional to it. Distress. And you knew it. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager for also being an emotional abuser and knowing it. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager for the city of Delray as a domestic violence abuser and an emotional abuser. And for being biased. I already said abuser because that's abuse of power. And you can say what you want to say. I feel like he's a form of a city threat. You want to say, oh, someone is a threat to the country. Someone is a whatever kind of threat y'all want to say. Whatever threat you all want to call people. I want to know, why would the city manager not be a form of a threat? The city manager should be a form of a threat also. Because you have the right as a city manager to tell others in the town that are meant to be here to help, that are put in positions to help, that are supposed to step in. You're supposed to step in even when you're not asked to. So the city manager called the order for them not to assist me. And if the city manager didn't call that order, I want to know which one of them exercised their right to reach out and help me as a citizen, as the owner of this town. Because when you get my grandmammy and my granddaddy from over there, I know for a fact Y'all don't tell me what to do, especially when they put the hard work in for me to be here. And that's why y'all dirty, stinking, funky-ass sapsuckers don't want us to know the names, because at that point, you can pick your pride sign up and you can shove it up the dickhead of your ass. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager, because to me, he was a city threat, and he still is. Shem is a city threat. That means you're calling orders, but you get to call gang-related signs. But what you call that on the more powerful political sign in the city of Delray, because you think you that big? No, you're not that big, Bigfoot Slim. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager for the city of Delray. And if the city manager already heard anything along the lines of missing family members out here, I want to know, why have they not stepped in to get an understanding? Because this is about the people. And not only is it about the people, it's not just personal. This is also public. This is public because when people talk about the city and the town of Delray, I want them to see who started this city and town of Delray. And if you're talking about the history of Delray, your pride signs on the ground, not the history of Delray. And I wouldn't even really want that down on the ground right now anyway, the way you are trying to force it down on the ground. And I'm looking at my slaves down on the ground. So you're showing me that y'all pride signs on the ground get to be better than my slave signs on the ground. How? You guys are the ones, you old Europeans and stuff. You're the ones. You are the ones that forced that type of sexual behavior on blacks anyway. And yet you want to take our money and go and fight for something that all of us may or may not be in agreement with. But I'm sure we're all in agreement with getting us the names. I don't give a damn about your pride signs. And you are only fighting for both of you because we don't know if you're shims or not. That's my thoughts and opinion. And I really don't care who don't like it. And if you don't like it, you could do this here too. Because had any of my great-grandparents been living, and I had to point out to them that you guys, every time I get ready to go and visit them, that you guys got me be met. You got your nice clean areas, and you know you got all your landscaping going on and your buff roads. And before I could get over there to the slave down, I got to look at the courses of the middle finger. I got to look at the middle finger. I got to be met with the middle finger. The middle finger, boys and girls. Look at this. I got to be met with the middle finger and the Lilith wee-wee before I could go over there and not even find my great-grandparents, but just go over there and talk to everybody in one and let them know that I will get all. There's almost 700. There are almost 700 graves over there. 700 graves. And in order for me to go and see anybody, I got to be met with the middle finger. I don't want to be met with the middle finger. I want this middle finger to turn into that. I want the water that sprouts out. I want the sprout out water. And if I go over to King's Point and explain to them that this look like a wee-wee, if I explain to them and they say, ma'am, can I have your name? I say, yes, my name is Lilith. And I show them this right here. How do you think the Pope gonna look at me? But you telling me I got to be met with the middle finger every time I come in here? Why should I be met with the middle finger / the wee-wee? Look at my palm tree. So now you sticking your middle finger up to my, look at my palm tree. So now you're going to stick your middle finger up to my palm tree. Okay? You're going to stick your middle finger up to my palm tree. But why you ain't stick it over there to that mulberry bush? And then I keep minding my business and I say, okay, out of everything I complained about, everything I told them to fix, they go and fix the flag. See how they fixed the flag? They went and got a new flag, but yet, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Thank you for coming above the grounds today. We definitely appreciate you for that. Who hired you? Because I haven't gotten anything from vendors yet. Everything I asked for. Okay, the city got you out here today. Good. Keep buffing it, sir. Keep going. You smoking up my car, though. You smoking up my vehicle, sir. Sir, so you gonna kick all, you gonna fart in my face, you gonna make noise, you gonna dirty up my car, you know I got on tan, you know I'm talking, you gonna buff the grounds, so you gonna kick boo-boo and fart at me, and then you gonna tell me F me, and I'm in my country fighting, that I pay for. Y'all done changed the flag. You got the middle finger pointing up, and I'm just telling you about Alan Brown, telling you about a veteran where all of us thought he was mentally crazy, and Alan is not crazy. Alan he was a veteran. The city of Delray don't give people like that accolades, but they give us the middle finger. We get the middle finger, right? But I told them I didn't even spot the flag was ripped. When that man Mike spot the flag was ripped, I gave them a list of things to do, like 4 things that I needed, including a garbage can. They didn't fix anything, no garbage can, but guess what they did? Thank you for fixing the flag ASAP. But you didn't change the middle finger that got the flag blowing. Take the middle finger down. Take down the middle finger. See the middle finger going up the, let's see the middle finger going up the flag. The middle finger going right up the flag. Either you gonna call that a middle finger or you gonna call it the wee-wee. All I can tell you is this. I'm headed over here to the graveyard. On the side where I do get emotional being over here. Of course I get emotional being over here. First of all, I'm looking for someone. I'm looking for someone, and I don't even know where to look at. And I'm in the city of Delray. They're getting funding, so you don't know who's here. I mean, y'all do a census, and y'all want to know who all at our house, so y'all can keep up with backdoor grant money that we probably don't know about, but only certain communities know about these backdoor grants. Y'all getting extra money like that. Why aren't we getting any kind of money? If you guys are getting grant money for our down grounds out here, why aren't we getting a part of that? You're getting money for the history of my family. Why would I not be getting money? Yeah, why can't I? Why, let me write that down. Why would I not be getting money? And it's my family member that's out here that's getting you money, because you're not doing anything with the landscaping. And first of all, next of all, you're going to have to max this place out at what is the stopping amount of people that's supposed to be out here for you say no more. I want to know the number. No. Reparation. Reparation. Y'all better be glad my mama worked at the law firm. For whatever happened, and we gonna get into that too. And I mean it. You ain't gonna just leave my mama any kind of way. What's the max number of graves? And maxed. Out. No more. I want that number. The reason, boys and girls, why that number is important, and y'all need to start getting, wait, y'all don't have to do it yet. Y'all just keep on, because the reason why that number is important, I don't know what money they're getting out this graveyard. I don't know how they're funding it, but I'm going to find out. I've asked them that I sit down and request. I haven't gotten absolutely anything back from none of them. Nobody have sent me. The only thing that I've gotten back is that the city attorney has nothing to do or don't know the names of any of the slaves out here. But yet, they're all out here. Why would you not want to know who all is a member of your cabin? Why would you not know all of that stuff? I want to know what's the max out here. Because I counted just here alone. There's almost, it might have been 640. I'm going to say 650. I need to go back and look. I counted, and I might have added 2, missed 2, added 1, and then took 3 away. Whatever. But I know one thing. The number is over 600. And I got my number what it is. So don't be slick, Dick. I want to know what the max out number is. And if the max out, if there's a certain maxed out number, Then with that maxed out number, I want to know, what are you supposed to be doing in here specifically? Because if you're in here and specifically you're supposed to be maintaining the grounds, that puts to me the vendors in perspective. Once we get those, because I want to realign this goddamn thing the right way, because they all over the place. They don't got nobody really specifically handling this, and they trying to be slick about it. And this is public, but they won't give me the names and stuff like that, because specifically, and because that's history. What extra money are y'all getting? What extra money could come in because of that history? And because of that history, goddamn it, and they laid down and you all have made them suffer. I want reparation on them because you intentionally had them suffering. I'm the spokesperson for this graveyard on this side of town. They intentionally suffering out here. And I could prove it. Because one person or the other gonna get the ball on this one. I want everything out here. And I want to know, why can't we get reparation? If my grandmammy and my granddaddy out there are great, I don't give a damn if great. Why aren't we benefiting back from who started our town? Y'all gave old money back to the white girl. Y'all got old money back for stuff like that. Okay, the government don't want to give me reparation. God damn it, I'm going to get it from my city. How about I start from the city? Why don't we get reparation? What is going on out here? There is a lack thereof, and there's a lack of treatment. That's at this cemetery. That middle finger, I shouldn't have to be met with that. We got a voice out here to our graveyard. The city does not do anything. They don't help. And for the city manager to say that Shim is from here, the city manager telling me, because you better believe the city manager know what's going on. Hey, city manager, remember we had a conversation multiple times. Remember the last time I see you, you just accidentally called the police on me. They were standing right there. The police looking like, what you want me to do? She just telling your ass the truth. God damn it, do you got this? Do you got that? Can I get this? Why I'm still waiting? Yeah. You didn't want to hear my black ass. The city manager don't want to hear a black woman. Not me. Because I'm asking for bold demands of what's mine. Had you not bothered me, or your white men haven't bothered me, I wouldn't be here. But I'm glad you bothered me. Because I was so damn bothered, I didn't know why I was bothered. I was bothered because I didn't know my grandmammy, great, and my great-granddaddy, Enoch, were missing. You done stole the slaves. You done let them get lost. You didn't track nobody. That's a lawsuit because they were your responsibility. Once you took the books over. I don't care what your fake ass city attorney tell you. I don't want to hear that tweeting line ass twangling twonger until she sit her flat ass on a bench. I don't know who this lady is and don't care. All I know is she told me a black ass lie, and it don't get bigger than black. Because once it get out of black, you done went to a white lie. She started with a black lie. This is personal. No, ain't nothing personal. It ain't personal. That's not personal. This business. This business. This is business. You guys owe us. And Baba, Black America, back again. 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 Doom, 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 doom. Black America, back again. Black America, back again. Black America, back again. Doom, doom. And I'm doing away with all of Oprah and her friends. Doom, doom. No, 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 no. Oprah, take your friends and go. Black America, black again. Doom, doom. Pa, 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 pa. Boom. Pa, 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 pa. Boom. City of Delray manager. You're an Oprah twin. We want you in the wind, and we want you to haul ass, you and your goatee. Mayor, stay close by. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager of Delray as domestic violence abuser, emotional lurist. Shim. You are a racist. You discriminate against women. And you're a biaser. I'm calling for your firing, just like I'm calling for the firing of T.K. Waters, the sheriff of Jacksonville Police Department. And I'm calling for the removal of Eddie Kane Lawrence, pastor of Jesus House of Worship, all abusing black queens. I'm calling for the firing. And we're going to be headed to the city of Boynton. I'm calling for the firing of one's pastor, Rollo, Eddie Kane, Lawrence Green of Jesus House of Worship. I'm calling for the removal of them small feet out that seat. I don't want him to walk on the stage no more. He's an emotional abuser. And no pastor belongs in a seat like that. And I plan on filing clearly a lawsuit for emotional abuse on behalf of one pastor, Eddie Kane, P. Diddy, R. Kelly, oil baby to the back, head of Jesus House of Worship, for emotional pain against the women of Jesus House of Worship. And if his ex-Trojan wife have any common sense, she'll join it. Bulletproof head lady. Have the bulletproof. Go through there, bulletproof. Be bulletproof. If you go back and look at the videos, that lady is emotionally distraught when I look at her, and you can't tell me what I see, like it or not. And I'm calling for the removal of this pastor, because any pastor that's vile enough at me being a 6'2" woman, I wear heels. He know he like a rice grain towards this corn on the cob. Full corn. For him to even walk in my face and attempt to even say he will do anything, let alone slap me, that right there is grounds for removal as a pastor. There has to be boundaries in the church. How? Who's? That's another relationship. You don't get to walk in our face. You don't get to not listen. You don't get to walk in our face. My mama was a fighter. And all y'all broke her down. And y'all know my mama didn't play with y'all. You think my mama want to sit there and watch a pastor that she didn't even want to be pastor? She didn't want him there. She did not want him in that position. And all of you knew it. And for my mama to divinely lead me and see this man walk in my face for asking, why did you remove Lady name off the building? That does not give you the right. You are your daughter. Answer the question. If it was with honesty, you did it in a deceitful way. Regardless to what? Everything that my mama worked for, she ended up leaving it to somebody else who didn't even care about it. and didn't understand what she went through to even get it. And no man should be walking in our face. Pastor or not. And I will be filing a complaint and also a lawsuit against the pastor. I'm calling for the pastor to be removed. I don't give a damn what the next male pastor say. Y'all sit down and take a seat. It's not your time. The Queen is speaking. Y'all have turned these churches into a chaos. Pastors coming out, transgender. Y'all got all kind of stuff going on. And now it's okay to see men. You see it. But see, that's something small. Because he didn't actually, had he slapped me, oh, that would have went viral. It's the before that we need to stop. Before you walk in my face, understand that's a charge. We want distance. We need to understand that what we're going through is the other side of life. You know you can't just punch me in the face. You know you can't just shoot me down. You know you can't just gang me. You know you can't do it like that anymore. So what you decide to do is you'll start verbally abusing us, antagonizing us, abusing your power, stepping in our personal spaces, threatening us. No, you're not going to do that either. And with the city of Delray, one thing I could say, when we had the Weatherspoons and the Coleman and the Evans, I bet you one thing, I bet you they didn't let them have been here. Except one of them act like they didn't care. No. It's like we got these white men in the city of Delray now basically starting to abuse the power, but they're trying to do it on the other side because there's nothing really going on in the city of Delray that warrant these officers to even have a problem. Because as I go down to the downtown area and I record them all the time down there, I never see them interacting in a way like they do with us black people. They are nice and kind. Matter of fact, they don't even intertwine with them. They sit down around there, up there in the bar areas watching TV. They park their cars and walk off and get in the cuts and somewhere. And I got some places. And I got the footage. Before we even get it started, we are not going to allow the mistreatment on the other side. See, I'm too big for you to punch me in my face. I'm too big for you to body slam me. You're going to have to account for that. But if you can't take my tongue, and you think because I said what I said, that you get to walk in my face, you get to threaten me, you get to call the order, you get to ignore me. No, you don't get to do that either. You get to call the order for people not to talk to me. This is not that type of personal relationship. When I'm asking you for help, see, it ain't no personal relationship then. At what point do I become a relationship with us? It's a personal relationship and it's a public relationship. That's why it's called public relations. Go back on your own word. It's a public relationship. I got to go in your house when I need something domestic. Domestic violence. putting me in a position where you letting your boys come and harass me and retaliate against me? Man, that right there. You don't know how that make a person feel on the inside. I'm a black woman, and you get these little white boys walking in my face with they musky ass, Reed Bash number 1122. He look like he got one goddamn pants leg shorter than the other one, standing there like he Bullwinkle and goddamn bareback ass brother in my face. Like, what you gonna do? Get your ass in the car is what you about to do. Because I didn't call you out here. You guys came out here making a joke on me. Tell the truth what you did. Because I'm going to call you out till I can't call you out. I'm going to make you tell the truth. And make you a liar. No one called them out here. And for the city manager, even the chief of police, I'm coming. Y'all know it. Chief of police, turn popo on y'all ass. Informant. Chief of police is a popo ass informant. You're an informant. Don't forget you was out here. You know it's not right. Y'all let the chief of police turn popo. No. And y'all won't believe the amount of people that have ran from this city because of the lack thereof. And guess what? I got them all. And you think I'm joking? It looks like I'm fighting by myself because guess what? I'm always by myself. But guess what? You ain't by yourself. I'm not by myself. I'm never going to be by myself, even on times when I feel like I am. I'm going to keep on going, even though it's times, plenty times. I tell you, I'm not coming back. Go look at my last chapter. I'm not coming back. I said, I'm telling y'all, I almost didn't come back to y'all. And then I looked at, I got a message. And somebody said, you're not coming back. You're not going live today. And I wasn't going to come back. Not for now. I said, man, forget this. And then something put energy in me and say, no, I'm not sitting down. Especially when I sit and see that I got to fight all these men. I said, why would I sit down? That's up my goddamn alley. That's why I tell these women, man, back up out my face. I'm not being funny. Back out my face. When I want to do it, back out my face. Because I ain't going to be sitting down and I'm not being funny, man. And I'm not being funny when I say this. You got the older people in the town. They not trying to hear me. They not trying to hear us. They're not, and they know it. They don't want to pass it on. They don't want to pass the torch. They don't want to help. They want to still talk about the things they talk about. That's why there's cliques here. They don't even know how to pass it on. Right now, they should be passing it on. They should be helping. These graveyard, everybody want to talk about what they own. You own this graveyard because you own the town. It makes no sense to them. You can't sit down and rationalize with them. Because they got their own, this is what they say, this is what they got going on, and that's period. And that's fine. But for me, I'm a person in a position, I want to hear it all. That's the only way we can do a correction. And the first way for me to start correction is to find out who started this town. And thank God it was my great-grandparents as well. And because I know that for a fact, because the Delray was started in the 1800s, that put me as an owner because of my great-grandparents. And for that, I got a better fight. Mamie adopted my mom, her and Enoch. And I'm looking for the rest of the information because Mamie was a teacher at Carver before it became Saiddit. I came out here one day and there was a man out to the graveyard trying to find his family members out there. He had to drive his car all the way up from the other side. Mind you, the grass is it's very brittle. He had to drive his car up, 70 years old. 70 years old. 70. And he trying to walk out here, but you can't really walk out there. The city is doing nothing. But this man says, my mammy taught him. That was his teacher. And what was the chances, 1311, what was the chances of me meeting him? And he was the first person that I spoke to that could tell me that. That makes history for me. Because you have to understand the history of the school here called Carver. And to understand that is how you can even go back and understand the beginning of your town. And for me, that puts me in a special position because Mamie and Enoch adopted my mom. And she was a school teacher. And then my mom became a form of a teacher. And then now I'm a form of a teacher. This is my history here. And for me to even look at any city official that's supposed to be with any type of public relation with me, when I go in the building, that's a domestic relationship. Because I can't choose you then. It's almost like you're thrown at, it's almost like I'm in a country where I'm forced to marry this person. Like I'm forced to have to deal with a city manager and a mayor. But I'm not going to be forced to deal with them when they're supposed to be paying attention to other things in their town that's going on as well, even if they establish a group for that. And I mean the right group that understands the needs. Because we already know there's a foundation, because I'm at the foundation right now. But I got to get the cracks in this foundation first. Because then I'm going up the ladder. Because I want a better process to filing a complaint. And I need a better 1111. And I need a better process to filing an appeal. And you're not going to tell me, like whoever ManCave goddamn bouncer back ass is, it's final. No, Sobo, it ain't final. You're not going to tell me it's final where you didn't even answer the complaint. How could it be final if the complaint wasn't answered? And you all think y'all going to get away with that? No. I'm a specific person and I said what I said, and I want the answer to what I said or the questions that I ask. My complaints have gone unanswered but closed. And I don't know who is a part of internal affairs, but internal affairs, I am filing a complaint. Someone else when I get there. For now, I'm calling for the firing. Should fire the chief of police ass too, but we need to get his daddy first. Fire the city manager. For discrimination and domestic violence and abuse /emotional. At least we know we keep security. Yeah, I decided to come on this side over here. I was going to be going to Boynton. I still do have to go to Boynton because I'm getting ready to drop the video because I'm getting ready to go to Boynton because Jesus House of Worship, you ain't going nowhere. I'm calling for the removal of the pastor of Jesus House of Worship. And I plan on getting that. I plan on filing I plan on making sure that no pastor will be left behind. No pastor. And hey, women, I want you to understand too that you don't get off the table. You don't get off the table with your abusing fingers too. You women are guilty of that as well. Hey, Dora to Explore ponytail head. That lady had that Dora to Explore ponytail on the top of her head. I say, damn, she changed that. Then she went and got her a goddamn I don't know what type of slick back that was, but I know she had a bang. She had a bang similar to this. I say, okay, bang, 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 bang. Then little left leg, goddamn knock knee Lisa. That's a disrespectful child. She's so disrespectful. I don't think her and T.I. son ain't gonna get along. That's T.I. son. One thing about it, I don't know. Let me get off of that one because the way that boy done pulled that man woman up from hell, and now he done shut his damn mouth. He ain't nowhere to be found. Can't even get a gig nowhere. I'm just playing. I don't know about him. I know one thing. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager. Because for right now, that's who head the town that I started out with. And if I have a city manager that know how to fight the streets of a pride sign on the ground, if I have a city manager that knows how to he showed integrity about making sure that the people get what they need, and that Shim would do anything Shim need to do for the people. I want to know, why has that not been extended to me, the people? Me, Miller, Edrika, me. Why have that not been extended to me yet? See, every case does not have to be brought to our city officials for it to be resolved, remedied, or even resolution. Not every case. When you see it going on in your town, so that it don't fester, you need to get involved, or you need to send support. That means in your town, city manager, there are communities in there. So you, as a city manager, mayor, get your ass back here. You already know, mayor, don't go nowhere. You supposed to know what's going on in your communities, not just in one part of your community. See, once you become city managers and city officials and stuff like that, you got to pay attention to things. You got to pay attention to people, and you got to pay attention to communities. You don't get to just pay attention to money. See, because when you don't pay attention to the things, and you stop paying attention to the community, and then you start realizing that there's people in there, because that's the people. That means you're only focusing on the money. But when you're only focusing on the money, see, right there is when you throw the whole game off, knuckle sandwich head. Because if you're not paying attention to things, you're not paying attention to community, you're not paying attention to the goddamn people, you're going to overspend the money. Y'all need to do a reset. But you're so far out of control you can't, because y'all only looking at money. And Big Shaw only looking at money. You go look at this graveyard, because I said so. Like, I don't fear them. You see what happens? See what happens when you're so fixed? You can't be that fixed. You got to learn how to live in broken. You too fixed to where you don't know it's a lot of stuff broke. And if the only community, because this is the only community I got right now. This is my community and my mama church because I know that building. But I can't go there. So I continue to go to the church. I don't have to go in y'all building. Okay, remember that. Because God was in the air first. And nobody ain't never want me in their building. That's why I found my God out the door in the air where I could breathe. I don't got to be so stuffy with y'all snooty, funky ass sohos. But in my community, I'm gonna find everything that's wrong. All they had to do. But everything happens for a reason. All they had to do is just get that man off of me. They knew I was pissed off about that. They even came to the meeting late. But every time I look at the city manager with his SpongeBob back ass, goddamn, he got the back of a SpongeBob and goddamn it, Ozempic Oprah forehead of a chin and a goddamn forehead of Ozempic. This is my community, man. And if you don't fight for something, you're going to continue to fall for everything. Then I'm not going to sit down. You're going to find my great-grandparents. You're going to give me the names. I don't care what names I don't give a damn if you get somebody to come out here and just write down names. I want the names. I want however many names you all can come up with from this historical side of the graveyard. Because I guarantee you, if I asked them for the names over there in the white man land, because everybody I talk to, oh, you know, because the black people back then, yeah, because you guys know we didn't have the resources. Because the black people back then, but I guarantee you got all the names to the whites though. But beats you hear me asking for, then you need to gather it, not me, because you own this for the public. And that's what the problem is. Every time they look that stuff from their old political way, from their constitutional way. But y'all gonna wrap the Constitution up in a bow tie, and y'all gonna understand that y'all gonna give black people something, especially us black women. Since you want to label this and label that, I want you to make sure you all label it on the other side these days, because of the abuse that you have put upon us, because of the lack thereof that you have provided us with, because of the non-stability, the no caring, the biasness. I can go on and on. I don't need to use the big words, goddamn it. Y'all already done tortured them. I want to talk to people that y'all think mentally crazy, dumb, ignorant, and don't know no better, because y'all smarter than us because you went to a school and you still paying on your college. And look what your college degree doing for you. It's effing you up. Because I'm like, how you get that position? Oh, because you went to college? What that meant? Because I'm looking at you and I could ask you 18. I could ask you one question and you can't even give me the answer. And I don't even do what you do. I mean, because you ain't going to tell me the beach is the only historical part of Delray, part of, as far as land is concerned. You're not going to tell me that right there off of Atlantic Avenue, where they went to the whole big old news story, they got a huge news story because they're building a tennis court there and they did not want to remove the trees. The whole story, because they didn't want the trees removed, because the trees is historical in the city of Delray. But for some odd apparent black ass reason, the graveyard, the only one, the black graveyard, which is the biggest American history, black American history in the city of Delray, not a news coverage to even get on the city bus and come by and show the children they land. Not one story. But the parking lot, the parking spots was important. A local coffee store, local coffee shop. Yon, the city manager with his Ozempic ass forehead go. Yon, the goddamn mayor, tighten up his goddamn tie. He be wearing some nice ties. I say, look at slick clean. I say, here, them some slick ass. But I'll read all of them. I can tell you their personalities. Watch me. Chief of police, he want to get my ass. Get it. See, he a real black man and he know it because he from the streets. Problem with it is he ain't been in the streets really lately. And he don't care because he over there licking boots. Instead of making sure the town that he left behind know that need work done. Not just the ones who meetings you run to once a week. No, there's other parts of the town that's black women that need your support and you know it. But you got what you was told to keep the money coming in. What you told now that you up there is areas you don't have to worry about because you know the process broken. I hope nothing come to the table with none of y'all because I bet not see y'all put no goddamn effort in the way y'all put in for me. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager. Don't go nowhere, city attorney. Because remember, I already came to you. And remember, you turned me down. Because you thought it was personal. This is my history. I'm wondering why y'all don't care about the only history. It trumps everything y'all got. Except the beach. Because I want to know what year was that tree that y'all so did a story under. What year was that tree planted versus... Man, y'all done made me mad. Now I want to know that. Because now I'm going to look up that goddamn... Now I'm going to look up that news company. And I'm going to see who ran that story. And it better not be racist ass PBS News 1, 2, not goddamn it turn to. I wonder how long that tree has been planted out there. The trees. They said there's some trees over there on Atlantic Avenue. We need to ride past there. There's some trees over there. Pulled a story for Delray Beach, Florida. There are some trees over there that they said made the headline news because they doing something over there, redoing the golf course or something like that. So it made the news because the people fighting because they don't want the trees to be removed. But yet and still, I didn't see the news run this story about these historical graves, and they're different type of graves. And then some got different depths of it. See, you can see the walls of this one right here, but if you notice, is this one right here is getting buried so far down in the ground. These are different type of graves. They got different things on them. You know, look at this one, broken and brittle. See, they think this is funny. It's not funny. It's funny to them. It's a don't care matter because they looking at their own money. I guess the city manager feeling like he making enough money or he don't have to do much because he ain't get the same money the old city manager was getting. If I say a city attorney, I mean, I don't F that city attorney. I don't give a damn who she is. She don't do nothing for me. She old bootlicker too because she got to be around there. She got to run with the men right now. But it's going to come a time you're going to have to answer to the ladies. Because as a city attorney, it wasn't personal, lady. It was both. That you wasn't supposed to turn me down, but you did because you was pillow talking. Look at this. What the hell? That got cracks all in it. There are different graves out here. Look at this right here. We can't even get them pressure washed. I mean, maybe we should fight to keep this tree right here. Wonder how long that tree been buried there. Wonder how long we had that tree. Look at this. Look how disgusting this look. Look at this grave. Look at this. Look at this. Like, I want to have someone come and tell me about this, because look, I would want to know what made them put that there. Is that a separate grave? You get what I'm saying? Look how filthy it is. Look at this. Look how filthy it is. They think black people were filthy. How? Who kept y'all houses? Who kept y'all kids clean? Okay? Look at this. Tell me why. Why? Why does the city of Delray? So you're telling me that can't be spray washed? You telling me they can't get me, if I ask for the names, they can't get me the names? 1904 to 1984, 1900, Virginia, 1854 over there. This is crazy. 1901. This one right here is 1880. I mean, come on, man. And you're telling me the city of Delray? You're telling me, you're basically telling me the trees that they're over there fighting for, mind you, that golf course ain't always been there. But I want to know, when was that tree planted? When was those trees planted over there? Or was it because it's a golf course and y'all want to drive the money up? Y'all want to make sure y'all get the money to line y'all pockets and stuff like that? Because I want to know, since I want to know the year those trees was planted, where we had to give so much forecast. We had to make sure that we brought attention to it. We had to make sure that we had the news. Who called the order to get the news people in there? We had to make sure we brought all the attention so that we can get our way. But I noticed y'all ain't called the news, and the news ain't picked up the true history of Delray. This is the true history of Delray. I'm surprised they ain't called the order yet. I mean, Mamie, I told y'all who Mamie is. She was the godmom, and Enoch was the goddad, the godmom and goddad of Coco Golf great granddaddy. And I'm not being funny. That was my mom's godbrother. Y'all need to get a picture of the city manager, and y'all tell me, does that city manager look like that's an innocent city manager and give a damn about the graveyard? Or are we looking at Oprah Winfrey in the non-black? Area here where, look at this, and this one have different stuff on it. This is, I would want to know, like, what is it? What made them build them differently? They're different sizes. Look at them. You mean to tell me y'all can't, none of that can do nothing? This grass feels so bad until it's not even funny. Like, if you cut grass, why wouldn't you have cut that? That look like a damn bush to you? That don't look like grass to you? Look like grass to me. Even though I seen them trim around here, but if you notice, they didn't trim this area here. This area right here, look at this. Somebody needs to come out here. Look at this. Look at that. Tell me, if there's nothing wrong, why didn't they go in there and cut that? Why didn't they cut all of this right here? Look at this. This is a, I don't know what this, so I got to go around. And I don't want to step on it. Look. It's like a growing mange or something between that one, this one. Look at this. Because if it's nothing wrong, when the guy cut the grass, and I watched him, go look at the video. If it's nothing wrong, why didn't he cut any of that? Like, why did he leave that there? Like, what is this? Do the city know about it? I mean, because I haven't seen Sam I Am out here yet. Unless he rolled up out here in his undercover wagon. See, that one over there too? And that one. Like, what would that be? Now, mind you, it's not at any other ones, but it's starting to grow in different ones. And if it's nothing, I didn't even see this one. Oh, my goodness. Y'all, look at this. Look at this. Because remember, if they don't give me any names, what do they do with the grave? Just let them keep sinking under? And how far under they going to sink till we get a hole here? Look at this. What the hell? Look. Oh, my goodness. This wasn't here. Look. It's getting worse. I'm not joking. Look, we need to get somebody out here and check this. Oh, man. I thought it was, oh, man. Oh, no. Look at this. See, what you don't understand is, it gonna, look at this. See how, see, look at this. See? See how all of them growing up under the grass? You mean to tell me, no, look at this. This is a whole, this is supposed to be a whole length. Remember? These are whole length graves. Look how they've shrunk because they just let the grass grow on top of them. Hell no. The city of Delray, this isn't right. This isn't right. Look at this. Look at this. The more stuff like this grow and they get infested and they start sinking more and more down to the ground, that's a whole nother name of an owner of the city of Delray. And remember, it's only in our black side of town. See, we only don't get names and stuff in our black side of town. These graves out here are who started the city of Delray, but the city of Delray won't give me any of their names. But look what's happening. It's getting decayed so bad, they don't take care of them. They don't pressure them because pressure washing them not going to harm them. They look at it. They won't do a grass treatment. This needs a grass treatment, or we need to find out what's going on, because you see this. See how much of you got a structure there, but the more it grows and the more it drops, you see how it's now it's burying. Now we can't see that is Freddie L-A-N-O-H-A-M, I think, 1926, and passed away in 1977. See, that means even walking right here, that means that's somebody's grave. That's a part of a grave. But we wouldn't know that. Look at this. We might be walking. Oh, my good. Whoa, y'all. We might be walking on a whole lot of grave. We might be walking on a whole lot of grave. Oh, my God. Let me go up here. Oh, no. Yo, listen. Listen. Guess what? Yo, we might be walking on a whole lot of graves out there. Because if the grass... Y'all, I think we walking on a whole lot of graves out there. It's more graves out there, y'all. It's more graves out there. It has to be, because if you look at this right here, look at this. You see how the graves are being taken over? See, it's with the grass. See, the grass is taking over the graves. The more that they sink in, the less grave you're going to be able to see. And the city of Delray has to know this. So that means we got a lot of missing graves out there. The city of, that's what it is. The city of Delray don't want. Look at this, y'all. You can understand exactly what I'm saying. Look, see this? See, that is a whole grave. But look, you won't know that. So once the grass and everything, the dirt take over, we think that we're not walking on anything. Like, oh, you see that patch right there? All of those patches. All of those patches might be graves. We got a bigger problem out here. Hey, y'all. I got to call in help. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager, and I'm going to be calling for the removal of Pastor Lawrence, aka Eddie KWeen, came calmly. Pity the edges. R. Kelly cornrows. Y'all, it ain't no telling how many graves we walking on out there. The reason why is because when I looked just now, that's why I had to leave. I'm like, whoa, man, I might be walking on graves, like for real. I'm not being funny. I'm walking on graves out there. So this graveyard must have been looking like this for a while. They need to be sued for neglect. That's not right. See how y'all stopped my life? See how y'all stopped my life? The only thing that these people had to do, all these knuckle sandwich heads had to do, when I went to that city manager in 2022, and that city manager, I was looking for help, and he looked at me the same way he looked at me now, with those big ass eyes and that go-go gadget ass forehead. I want to know how many graves have sunk down out there. And I want to know, have graves sunk down out there to a capacity to where there might be other graves there as well. I want to know what's going on out here to this graveyard. And I want the names. I want the names of even the ones that are out here. And I'm going to get those names. All I asked them to do, when I initially came here, I asked the city manager to help me. They botched up my case so bad, man, with that white man that attacked me. They botched that case up so bad, and I swear to God, the only one that did kind of show me that they did try to care was Chief Russ. He did try to act like he cared, and I believe he did. But when I went to that city manager, he was so quick to get me off him. I had to went back to him a couple of times. They botched up my case. They gave me a Haitian rookie detective. They just did me dirty back then. And then I come back this time. I'm like, come on, man. Like, I don't ask y'all for nothing. Like, y'all see me sit on Delray on Atlantic Avenue. They see me run a restaurant by myself with my children, man. And they didn't even try to help me back then. You got Lula Butler, black ass Soho, had the nerves, man, to set me back again. And I'm in there struggling, and then this whole stealing recycling bins. Now you think I'm gonna let a brother come in and do me like that? Oh no, I want him fired. I want the names of everybody out here. And I want my grandmammy. And I want Enoch. I want the chief of police and no. No. Now I'm scared to even walk out there. Look at this. Look at this. So none of them could have been pressure cleaned. So this is what we have to look at. You telling me this is right? We got to watch our graves be sunk in underground like this? How many more bodies? Because the way y'all packed them in, look at it. Come on, city, where y'all going at? How many more bodies packed in? How many bodies do we have packed in here? Are these actually graves as well? Like, what in the hell we got going on out here? Look at the graves over there. If they all are being taken over, look at, see the ones that, yep, look at the ones that are sunk in. Those might be graves there. Because look how they packed all our slaves in. But they made sure that they treated this side over there with the most respect. You guys need to be sued for neglect. This is not right. I want to know how many No, man. No. One thing about my discernment and my intuition, and when God, listen, those men that work here, and these men might feel a little bit of pressure on them right now. And I want them to know this is for them too. Those men work so hard, man, until it ain't funny. And we don't deserve to continue to slave our bodies the way our ancestors did. I'm calling for the city manager to be fired. I want to know, are there any other caskets and bodies out there? Are there any other tombs out there that that's not accounted for because they have sunk in under the ground? And I'm calling for the firing of the city manager. And when one falls, all must come down. And we'll see who the last one standing. And I got on my damn big pants too. Y'all should see these pants. Hey, y'all see me? Wait, let me show you. I don't give a damn, man. I swear to God, man, that's where I'm at in my world. Like, where I'm at right now. Like, I ain't going nowhere. What they gonna tell me about those names out there? They run the story about the trees. I wonder how long was those trees there over them? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long y'all think those trees was there? But the news ran the story about the trees, but they have yet to run the story about these slaves. Until I get the names, those are my slaves on the ground, and I want every bit of what I'm asking for. Because when I leave from over there, then I'm even scared to walk out there. I'm scared to go out there now, but I'm not going to be scared, because all I'm going to do is continue to walk out there. And if I step on one, we're going to find out where y'all at. Yet and still, we got this man's side of it. We got the white man's land. I mean, everything is nicely done. And you see what they did? And how slick is that? Now that I'm looking at it in my mind, it seemed like a slick thing, because look at the tombs. They got the tombs and stuff where they sitting up on the ground. These tombs are sitting on the ground. I mean, look at it. You can see the names. You got Judd, 1873 to 1848. No, well, how the hell? That don't even make no sense. How you get 18, unless that's only one person. Okay, this person right here, Judd. Hell no. Something ain't right. What? Now, come on now. Wait a minute. Now, come on now. If this is only one person right here, I want y'all to tell me whether or not I'm really a black woman, or I'm just a damn fool, or both. Now, how you get... Now, that say our friend. So when you see our friend, that means one person. That say Judd. Let me get out the way. Judd. How you get the person 1873 born? That better be... Is that a 9? Or is that an 8? Because I'm going to hope that's a 9. Because it looked like an 8 to me. Because you can't be born in 1873 and died in 1846. Hopefully that's a 9. It might be a 9. Man, I hope that's a 9. Was that a 9? I don't give a damn what it was. The fact that we could see it. The fact that I could walk out there for it. The fact that I really don't even I didn't have to walk out there. I can just look and I can say the name because I'm looking. Behind it is Hanson, Harry, Regina. And look how these tombs, you see how they standing up off the ground? They made sure that something was going to be left on the top. This is so weird to me, man. This is like horrible. Like all of this was done, if you ask me, this was done within racism. This not right. This not right. This isn't right. They got their walkway. See, we got walkway. We got driveways. See, we got walkways, we got driveways, we got everything we need in order to be over here in the white man's land of the plantation, the cemetery plantation. This is the plantation of cemetery. This is my plantation. This is the plantation. This is our plantation of Delray. Until we clean this plantation up and turn this into a living home and quarters for my slaves over there, I'm ready for them to be up off the ground. They have no business being on the ground, still being discriminated against in these more modern days when we have a city manager worried about goddamn pride signs on the ground. We're all in the business of parking spots in the downtown area. Meanwhile, you got the whole goddamn sand in the sea coming towards the downtown anyway. But they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about any of that. They want to talk about pride signs. We got shims in there. They want to fight for pride. They want to fight for noise ordinance in the downtown area. You're in the downtown area and you're down here fighting because the cars drive by with too much noise. Yet and still, you're surrounded by all the people in your restaurant and you're surrounded by clubs and you're worried about noise. Get your ass from the downtown area, and once you get in the hood, you might make some money. You're going to have to lower the prices, though. That's the stuff they worried about. There's no interest in the black community. They got something about a super vote or something like that. I am calling for the firing of the city manager. For me, the city manager is where I stopped at. The mayor and everyone else know about it and have yet to say anything. And I want them to keep their seats because they'll be up next. Discrimination in my town in certain areas, including towards me directly. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager, also for domestic violence and abuse. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager for domestic violence, abuse, and also emotional distress. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager for domestic violence and abuse and emotional distress. I'm over here to our side of town that's well groomed, well maintained. We got walkways so we know we're not stepping on any bodies or anything like that. We know we can get a closer access to how many people. I don't know how many of them in there, but I know one thing. I'm not stepping on any bodies over here. I'm not stepping on any bodies in this area. See, I can stand here if I need to see someone. See how nice and presentable it is? You see how we're well maintained? We got a tree, a root. We got trees here. I bet you they're going to fight for these trees, won't they? But they ain't going to fight over there. See, black people, we like palm trees and stuff. We don't even got but one palm tree. This is pathetic. And then look at the palm trees dead. Man, y'all, I swear to God, they got me effed up, y'all. Y'all know I ain't. Y'all know I ain't paid attention really to these palm trees. I'm going to show y'all some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful palm trees. Man, this graveyard is going to be, y'all not going to keep this graveyard like this. I want y'all to see how dead. Now look at these trees here. Look at all the trees. Look at the trees they got here. Look at the trees. Look how nice and treeful we are here. Look Look at the palm trees. Look at that. Look at even the palm trees can almost breathe a little bit. But let's go over here to dead man land. Let's go over here to black slaves down. Let's go to black slaves down. We got a border of goddamn trees here, thank you. I mean, and look at the palm trees. Bent down, limped over, can't hardly breathe, wings not flying, birds not laying eggs. I mean, look at my tree in the middle right here. Look at this. I mean, what that is, that look like the top of that damn lady head. That look like the butt of the Door to Explore ponytail that's in motion right now. That's the top of the Door to Explore forehead. Go over there and look at Sister Diane. Go back and look at that video of Door to Explore. One palm tree and it can't even blow. Look at this. Man, that's like just, what the hell? You telling me my black slaves down got to live in this type of capacity? They got to live amongst mold. They got to live amongst the dirt. They got to live amongst the nasty, and they can't even get a good palm tree. And then don't forget, when we come into this area, look at this. Look at that. You'd have no, so they don't get no shade tree. I mean, let's keep it real. How many black people y'all know like to be out the door in the sun? So why you telling me my slaves got to live like this? The only time they get any kind of water or glistening is when it rains. Nah. Now y'all know I promote palm trees. Look at the palm tree behind me. The straight middle finger. Look, 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 look. That palm tree say, "Help me, Queen, please." I say, "I'm here. I ain't going nowhere." They almost got me down a couple times, but I always live to fight. 5 more days. This is a disgrace. This is disrespectful. Look at this. Look at this. If we don't be careful, we're going to tell this grave bye-bye. Look at this. If we don't be careful, look at that build-up tree. Now, wait a minute now. Come on, man. This not right. Okay, look at this tree right here. Look at that build-up of grass and stuff. Look at that. Well, who the F cut grass and do that? Look at this. So they won't go in there and cut because clearly, see in there? Look. Look, see how they cut there? That's a grave right there. Look. Look right here. That's a grave. That's another grave. So that must be a grave right there. Look. That's a grave, y'all. Or something. Either that's a grave or that's another one of those. But I can tell you what. Look how the tree cut in there. Look at there. Look, 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 look. Why don't they get in there? Because they know something not right. Look at this. They know that's not right. Look at this right here. They know. Because when he was trimming the tree the other day, why didn't he trim this right here? So I wonder, did they any time did they look at that over there? It looks like built up mange. Look. Look at that. So they just pushing things under the water and letting it just, honestly, we'll just let it deteriorate on its own because we have our established lands already taken care of. See, we'll just let it deteriorate on its own. I mean, nobody in the town give a damn anyway. Nobody ain't fighting. So as they suck, because all of these right here, I wouldn't be surprised if all of these are graves. Is this open area? I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, you banging, white man? What you do, man, banging? See? The side that need to be okay, they're taking care of it. See? You being taken care of. I don't see no buildup along the roots of the trees. I don't see no buildup. I don't see no buildup. Look at this. Now look. Look at this. Look at the difference. Look at the difference. You see the difference? See the difference? Look at this. This is the difference. Listen, look at this. Look how petty they are. They even gave you one tree. See, man, back in my community, that one branch right there. See that branch? Let your children come in the yard leaving they goddamn paper wrappers and tissue paper and candy paper and all that type of stuff. Come over there, man. We take little switches like that. We'll take, man, I'm gonna get that switch on your ass now. See, we get switches. See, that right there would be a pleasure in our black community because we'll put that little switch on you like pop, 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 pop. That switch be doing you like this. I'm trying to say, you said what now? Pop, 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 pop. See, you don't see when you know how to get that switch on their ass, you don't got to get off. You don't got to do all of that. The way they trying to do me, the way the city manager them thought they was gonna put, they was hammering my ass. They was punching my ass through the heart. I say, man, they steady punching me, goddamn it, but they punching me on the wrong side of the heart, because that side of the heart done got beat up so goddamn bad. I came back with the left hand on their ass. I came back and put the left hand on their ass. Yesterday, I kneeled on my 2 knees to let them know I ain't scared of y'all ass, and I give you a left hand on it. I kneeled. That's right, Kaepernick. Damn right. And what I found out, it was it's a basketball team now. In the women's basketball team, I think it's a couple of college teams. If I want to say North Carolina, they don't go out no more because of the treatment that they've been getting. So they stay in their locker room and kneel to keep from disrespecting anywhere they're going, because they don't kneel, they don't play, they're not pledge allegiance. They decided not to, so instead of coming out and just not doing it and kneeling it, they stay in the locker room and kneel. I'm about to start showcasing stuff like that, because those are the things that we need to do. We got to stand and kneel for something, goddammit, or we'll stand and fall for all. It's Baba, Black America back again, and they are going to start knowing it, because we're not tolerating it anymore. The fight might not have been the same when y'all first took over. Just like it wasn't the same then, it ain't the same now. As long as these graves deteriorate, as long as they go unseen, unnoticed, unheard, no one know who they are, they sink down in the ground, and guess what? They're a figment. Until what we gonna do? Look out here one day and only have enough graves for a couple of names, and then they could take them and put them in a small sector of town? Hell to the no, go. I'm not going anywhere. And all I ask was, it initially, y'all won't believe this, initially, I went asking, y'all ain't gonna believe this. When I first encountered the city manager, it was because they put a restraining order on the man who assaulted me with his pistol. They put a restraining order on him against where he could not come near his children, and he couldn't go near his wife. And it was some kind of restraining order that they were able to put for the state of Florida too. But I was the victim. They didn't even have one for me. It took me about, it probably took me about 2 months to even get a restraining order. And it probably took me about a year to stop sleeping in my car. And you don't think I'm gonna stand up and fight for something? No, it's time for me to fight back. And I'm not gonna let them get away with it. And when I was going through that, the only place I could come was to this graveyard, into my mama church, into my grandma church. And I refused to keep losing everything that my mama was trying to fight for. I'm doing it. And I'm calling for the firing of the city manager of Delray. They ain't gonna stop until I get it. And I'm looking for the names of all the slaves that are laid down out here. I'm looking for them to tell me, where is my mammy and where is Enoch, my great-grandparents. They started this town, and I want to know where they're at. I want to know the names out here. I want the city manager of Delray fired, also for neglecting the grounds and the land that are housing my ancestors that started this town. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager for being a racist and discriminate against me and Black women and women. I really think there should be an informal investigation inside that city Delray Beach Police Department, because from my understanding, I think somebody showed me that it was some white ladies before that was complaining about racism. And that means the city manager didn't take it serious then. Just like they didn't take me serious, because around that time, I didn't realize that the city manager was also being racist against me and being biased against me. That's why he really wasn't putting in the effort to help me, because Shem is not built for that. And this time around, I'm knocking all of the pegs down, because I don't know a city commissioner that sit down and shouldn't have reached out to help me unless the order has been called. And I guess once everybody work on the same team and eat from the same plate, you get the crumbs as the kickback. And I'm nobody's MFing crumb eater. Y'all better know it. And I'm going to show all of y'all. And if I got to call you to the stand, I don't give a damn who you are. The conversation for me ain't off limits. Because if we talking about emotional, anything with emotions, I got a question for all y'all. I don't care if I know you or not. And it's a couple of them. I know you don't want to answer no emotional questions as to why and how can a man mistreat you. I want the names. I want the names. I want the names of every slave that's out here. I want the names. I want to know where Mamie, Powell, Napoleon Enoch Powell. I want to know where those two are at. I want to know where they're supposed to be at. Where is their landing grounds? Where did they sit? Where did they rest? I want to know where they're at from the owners of the plantation of the cemetery at the Delray Beach graveyard. Instead of y'all sending security out here, making sure I got round-the-clock security, because you already know I got round-the-clock security. I'm sitting here at my security. This was my only security for a long time. I want to know the names. I want to know who they are. I want to know the vendors. I want someone out here to check that soil over there. And I'm not going to stop. And I'm not going anywhere. While y'all worried about the beach, because y'all need the pride sound to make sure y'all get the attraction. Y'all got the money, but now what? That's the only thing y'all worried about, the money? So what happened to the black side of town? We get y'all breadcrumbs? I'm not getting nobody breadcrumbs. Why? Because this is my territory right here. I let everybody do what they got to do. This is my territory, and I'm not going nowhere, because I got missing family members out here, and they starting with the title parents. And when I put the title parents on there, it goes deeper because it's great. And y'all know how I love my grandma. And I'm going to be headed to South Carolina for her too, because my mama and my grandma Sophie over there, they taken care of. Now I'm looking for my great-grandparents. And y'all piss me off. I'm about to look for my granddaddy. Because I ain't heard no mention of that. I'm not going anywhere, I'm not going nowhere, city of Delray. You all owe me. And I want it. So it's stuff like this. If you cut grass, why don't you get stuff like this up? See, stuff like this leads to things like that. Or is it already a problem? See, it don't seem like nothing, but if we already have an issue out here, stuff like this just don't look good to me. Look at this. Soon it ain't gonna be nothing. They gonna be glad to get rid of this side of town, ain't they? But before y'all get rid of that side of town, if need be, we'll dig it up. If need be, we'll dig it up. Because see, let me see. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. My great-grandparents have to be over there. My great-grandparents have to be over there because the year they passed away. Okay. Yeah. Because my mom was born in 1952. And from my understanding, my adopted parents, no, my grandma, Mamie, passed away as a teenager. That's why my mom went back to my grandma Sophie. So I need to find out what year was that. The reason why I need to find out what year was that, because whatever year that was, I'm wondering if Enoch and Mammy is over there. They have to be because of the timeline. Ain't no way. What now? What now? So you telling me, and they trying to tell me Mamie got lost in a flood. A flood. Now, something ain't right, because they're trying to tell me that Mamie got lost in the flood. Now they telling me the flood was in 1947. But make that make sense, because if the flood was in 1947, my mama was born in 1952. How could Mamie be missing if my mama wasn't even born yet? Another lie the white man done told. My God, to be 52 sitting on Portia P. That makes sense. Like the lady the other day told me there was a flood, and then she told me it was a flood sometime. Then in the flood, it was a flood, and the flood wiped out everything, and it was 15 inches of rain. That's what the lady told me. But my mama was born in 1952, and she was adopted, so you can't just come back as the same person again just because you got flooded out, and then you decide to come in. Oh, I'm gonna come back. That could have happened. Oh, but I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna be your mama. Well, who was you before then? Because they said that you was a part of the missing scene. So if you're a part of the missing scene, then like that's what I'm trying to understand. Why won't they tell me nothing? But that's okay. They're gonna have to see one thing about it. All dogs will eventually bark. I could tell you that I'm calling for the firing of the city manager, because even right here, I wonder, are those anymore? I think I just said that. And I just can't get off my, no, I said it over here too. Like these got to be all graves, because you see how they packing all the graves in. Look at this. All of these has to be graves, because there's no way them greedy stinking monsters, whatever money they want. See how they just let the grass continue to eat it up? So we walking on graves out here and don't even know it, because all of these are graves. And you would think that they would do something to make, nah, this is not right. This isn't right. I don't give a damn what money they got to put in here. The same money they gonna put in here to spend for the pride sign on the ground because they want a lawsuit. They're gonna have to put that money in other places that make sense to me too. And you're gonna tell me this is not emotional abuse? And the only big daddy or husband I could go to in my town that I'm aware of is my city manager, because I already know him, boss man, know. Don't you know about this mayor? How long have y'all been knowing about that? But because nobody really cares, y'all thought it was just going to continue to go. If you worried about the beach, you worried about the downtown area, y'all worried about putting those people out there at the old school square, long as those people was there, because it's all about money. Y'all want to put the coffee shop out there over parking spots instead of creating parking the same way y'all did for the library and same way y'all do for other realms of life. What y'all rather do is hurt the heart, the people that's out here trying to work hard and just get any kind of leverage just to try to even know who their history is. Well, you know, trying to build their own empire, and all y'all do is suck blood. I am calling for the firing of the city manager. Racist, discriminative ass shit. There's so many graves out there, y'all. There's so many graves out there. There's so many graves out there. There's so many. There are missing graves out there right now as we speak. And I'm not being funny. I see it where I was stepping on them. And they have already like, they have already decayed down in the ground. And you can even see some of them from over here. You can even see them. You probably can't really see them. They up in this area right here. All of them up in there. And then some ones in the back and some over there as well. Over there, you can see the difference in the discoloration. Matter of fact, you can even tell that something is wrong. I want to go back over there and show you. You could tell that something is wrong. It's just now I feel like I'm disrespecting so many of them, because the more I go out there, you know, I'm realizing that there are graves that are down there that actually is they're buried up under there because the city have decided not to take care of them. So once you don't take care of them, they start, I guess they just go and they rot down within the they rot down up under the dirt, and then they get covered, and then you don't know that they're there anymore. So I've been asking the city of Delray to give me the names of all the slaves that are laid down, because until I get the names from out there, they're laid down slaves until I can make sure they find a peace around. It's decayed so bad. It's about 20 of these. It might be a couple more, might be more, but for now I'm gonna say it's about 20 of these tombs that I would love to see if we could save. I would like to save those, because as they start decaying, they start looking like this, and you can see how they dropping down. See the one down there, the ones that look like this, they're longer, but you can't see it because they're taken over by the grass. And all of this area right here, see all of this whole row, I'm sure that those are graves right there. That's why. And then there's a dip in the ground. You see, they have been neglecting this graveyard, and this graveyard is the history of Delray. This is our history, and the city of Delray has been very neglectful. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager of Delray. I'm calling for the firing of our newest Oprah impersonator. I'm calling for the firing of my black manager, so we can let him know that you look black on the outside, but you're wearing white interior. And if this is where you're from, as my city manager, I don't understand why you haven't gotten the news team out here. I don't understand why you haven't gotten anybody out here to inspect these grounds. I don't understand why you are not interested in the history of who started this town, so that people here can start having somewhere to revert back from. So then they can start knowing where to go to. They got voices out here, and you all know that, because if my great-grandparents are out here, and I feel like they are, you don't tell me a damn thing what to do, because I'm going to find out exactly what all y'all took. You thieving ass robbers. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager for domestic violence and abuse, topped on top of emotional distress. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager, discriminating against me, discriminating against black women, and discriminating against women. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager of Delray. And I'm also calling for the firing of him because he has intentionally neglected the history of Delray. It was with intent. It's with intent because at this point, the city manager have been knowing about my complaint for at least 2 or 3 months now. He have intentionally ignored that. And as a city manager, even as a mayor, don't go anywhere, mayor. Get your city attorney and y'all get ready. Liars. And the city attorney, I don't know how we gonna trust you because once my black community know what you lied about, when you tell a small black ass lies like that, what make you think we gonna trust you and you from Broward? It's a lot. I wonder who all down there as black women understand who you are or have encountered you before. All I know is whoever she is, she already knew me and she was cloaking and clutting. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager out of the city of Delray. He's not befitting. Shem is not befitting to be a city manager in this town. He has been very neglectful. He has not honored his oath. He called himself moving with integrity, but sometimes people don't understand the move with integrity mean you got to be the worst one around. That is integrity to me. That really puts integrity on the table. And the fact that I know this graveyard is the only place that I had to go some days. And I know I come out here to this graveyard, I change flowers that I can't afford. I sit with people that feel like they were forgotten. And I also am allowed to find another friend that know how to be loyal, even if it's just to me. And for me to know that the city manager is aware that led by Officer Muskie-Back Reed, badge number 1122, was able to come out here with the rest of his good old boys. One of them looked like Sergeant Bareback brother with the half of Mr. T-ass mohawk cut in the back. And then I'm looking at whoever big back bare ass ManCave, whoever that is, looked like he got a whole goddamn sanction of no hair on the top of his head. I'm like, goddamn, is you and running Rachel the goddamn traffic dutier? Is you running Rachel bareback bear? Are y'all some kin on the top of the head? Like, what the hell kind of Nutri-Grains y'all been eating on? Because I look at one of them, look like she got a goddamn banana boat of K-Lax. The other one looked like they got the goddamn funnel tunnel of K-Lax. And then the other one looked like they got the half a bridge in the back of K-Lax. Y'all put y'allself together. Y'all some goddamn beasts for me. I can't even think when I'm around them because I'm too busy looking at the top and around the bottom of everybody's head. I'm like, do they not know? Then I get the bareback bully. I'm like, look at this big bareback ass bully. I mean, what you is, the bouncer? You're not getting it. I'm not coming out. You're not doing it. I said, okay, well, all last damn bouncer. I said, get back in there. And he couldn't bully me, so he went in there and bullied the white lady. Yes, don't you do it. Don't go to her. Don't answer any questions. Don't call back. And that lady stood right back there. I said, look at her. I said, go ahead, Miss Molly. I'll call you to the stand. Do just what they get the order. Because your job is to be up to this front. If he telling you not to talk back to me, why? For him? But what if I got a different question, which I did? I said, okay, I guess he don't want to answer no more questions. He told her, tell me I can't get nothing else out of here. I wanted some more forms. I said, okay. So we got a bunch of bullies in there where the city manager already knew all of this stuff was going on. But instead of the city manager with shim ass, try to do something to de-escalate the chaos that I don't think he's seen spinning in this town, Shem decided to call the order. Shem decided to ignore me. Shem been ignoring me since August of 2022. And I've been asking for help. Now here I am again in 2026, still going through something with the same city manager. And there have already been accusations of discrimination especially women. Now, I'm a black woman, so imagine my black women haven't even stood up because nobody in the town really gave a damn or go to in the black community and want to know what's going on with us. Why? Because they want to sit at the tables with certain people so they can hear the same thing over and over again. But all the new stuff that makes sense in our community, which would bridge the gap and bring our young generation up to where they need to be, they don't want to talk about that. That's why I don't want to talk to them. I want to talk about who started. And if my great grandma started this town, they can't tell me nothing, and they already know it. I'll tell them to shut the F up. Where was you when my grandma was working at goddamn Carver being mistreated? I'm calling for the firing of the city manager. And don't nobody else leave, because everybody gonna talk to me about it. And every single one of the city officials are accountable and will be held accountable. The city of Delray has been summoned and sent to hell. And right now, Lilith ain't bringing you back. I want the names. I want to know where my great-grandparents at. I want the city manager fired. And I did say I want that middle finger moved down there too. See? 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 See the middle finger down here? Y'all make like y'all can't see that middle finger. That middle finger look just like this, right down there. I want the city manager fired. The reason why, another reason why I want the city manager fired, because I know thick ass Sam, from my understanding, you report to your boss is the city manager. And I want the boss of whoever over this graveyard. I don't want no manager. So city manager, I'm at you for now. We shouldn't have to be looking at the middle finger down there. I should be able to come out here and look at these graves and tell who everybody is and have some respect put on this goddamn ground and make sure it's known and understood. Built this town. They 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 built this town. And I need some respect put on these grounds. I want to know the names. There is no way the city of Delray is going to tell me that they don't know the names of who they're housing out here. And I'm not going back to the funeral home. I'm going to the owner of the grounds. I don't want to hear, no, you could have went to the funeral. I goddamn it going to the who owned the ground. Why would I keep going? You think I'm about to hop from building to building? You guys are idiots. Don't tell me a damn thing about going to no damn funeral home. You know Schuler, Lamar Schuler, that's my granddad, my grandma nephew. Y'all don't know who I am around here? Lamar Schuler? That's my grandma Sophie nephew. Idiots. I want the city of Delray to tell me where my great-grandmammy at, where my great-granddaddy Enoch is at, and I want the names of every one of those slaves laid down on the ground. And I want the names of all the missing persons and property. I want my paper of reparation. I want the paper of reparation for you all to tell me where is Mamie and where is Napoleon Enoch Powell. I want my paper of reparation from the city of Delray. I want my modern day history of reparation. from the city of Delray. I'm calling for the city manager to be fired. Fire that ass. Fired. Fire that ass. Fire. Fire that ass. Fire. Fire. Fire that ass. Fire. Fire. Fire that ass. Fire. 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 That ass. Fire. Fire that ass. Fire. 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 Fire that ass. Fire. 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 Fire that ass. I want the city manager fired. Discrimination, neglect, biasism, don't like women, don't like black women, and abuse of power. You're a domestic violence abuser. Putting my life in jeopardy, allowing that officer to call the order on me, call a signal 94 on me for absolutely no reason. And then as a mayor, as a city manager, no one did anything, and they seen the video go viral. I've seen mayors step up. I see them step up for the dumbest videos. My city officials do not step up and have it. The chief of police didn't even step up. The matter of fact, what they did, they retaliated against me. They taunted me, and the chief of police reports to the city manager. Just like the manager of Parks and Recreation report to the city manager. I want the city manager fired. Retaliating against me, calling the order, letting the good old boys come out here and antagonize me. No, I'm calling for the city manager to be fired. And yes, pay attention to the earrings, because I'm looking for my native family. And y'all damn for sure gonna be in trouble then. Watch. Watch. There's one thing about it. I'm about to start having my tall people events. And one thing they gonna know, I don't play about my community. And I'm getting up by mine. And I'm not joking. And Carmelo Anthony is about to take the stand June 1st. And I need to be geared and situated up, because that's a big broadcast. And I ain't joking. That's a huge broadcast. This going back to Trayvon Martin for me. Because I didn't fight the way I wanted to and the way I should have. But I couldn't with no help, not like back then. And that haunted me. It haunted me. It haunted me. It haunted me, man, for real. And I think about that. Because no matter what happened, he didn't deserve that. And then for this white man, wherever he from, to get away with it, no, not this time. We about to raise hell around here. I don't care what y'all say. Right is right. Y'all want to blame Carmelo Anthony for everything? Y'all ain't tell me yet what started the fight. Oh, he brought a weapon. Yeah, and go check your children backpacks before they leave out your house this morning. Check your kids' backpack for weapons and dope. Ask any of them kids how many of them bring something to school every day. So I don't want to hear that. Premeditated. You a damn like if half of y'all taught your children how to do stuff like that. Why you think them boys had just came from out the goddamn woods shooting hogs and stuff? Man, Carmelo Anthony don't know nothing about shooting no damn hogs. What y'all think that's what we do? Man, we ain't karate kids like that. Man, you got your warning. Y'all got to tell me what happened. I'm calling for the firing. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager. I'm calling for the firing of TK Waters. I'm calling for the firing and the removal of one's Eddie Kane over at Jesus House of Worship. I'm calling for the firing. And I probably need to call the inspector general, because we need to come and inspect these lands out here. I need to know what is that soil out there. We want to know what the F is going on. 144 and 41. We need to know what the F is going on in our town instead of running and riding back and forth. We need the city to come and get your ass out here, and we need you to park. 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 Not just keep riding by here. We need y'all to park. We need y'all to do something. We need y'all to make us feel like our cemetery is a better place. I want to be removed. I want you to remove my slaves off the plantation. I want you to remove my slaves off the plantation. My slaves in the city of Delray are laying on a plantation modern day. This is modern day slavery at its best. This is modern day slavery at its best. And this is the plantation of the history. These are our historians. And they still on a plantation in 2026. And the city manager who proclaims to be from here have not done anything to restore justice on no level for me in the Black community, and for me as a Black woman, and for me as a Black woman that's been asking for help, and for me that got thrown in the middle of this. I got thrown in this. No matter what they say about me, ask them, when did they first meet me? That's what you always want to know. When did you first acquire me, Miller, Edrika? When did you all first acquire me? And when you acquired me, each one of you, what did you acquire from me? Because I don't know you, don't like you, and don't care. And I don't care who your friends are. And I don't even care who you associate with, sissy maid. I don't care. Y'all always follow the wrong ones, but stay in the right lane. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager from the city of Delray for domestic violence, abuse, and emotional distress. You're a domestic violence abuser. You're emotional distressor. And you're summoned straight to hell. And I don't want you to go there with gasoline draws on. I want you to go and slow burn the way y'all sent me to hell. Now you can since I'm still in hell, come and play in hell with me, okay? I want the firing of the city manager for Delray. And he's definitely a racist, and he discriminates against Black women, me first, Black women, and women. And I'm calling for the firing of him or Shem. And that goes with saying there is nothing emotional about that city manager, especially if Shem want to be me. I want to go out there. Oh man, look at that bird. That bird right there is like brown. I've never seen that one before. That is a beautiful color. I don't know if you can see it. Right there. I don't know what's going on with the grounds out here. Oh man. I don't know what's going on with the grounds. But now as I was walking out there, I just went to thinking that I'm walking out there, but I'm also probably walking on top of graves. Because right there, all that in the middle, those had to be graves, because you could see where the grass has sunk in at. Those are graves right there. And it makes me feel bad to walk on them. It does. It really does. It makes me feel bad. But I want y'all to see a certain area. See, I don't know where all the graves are at out here. But I know one thing, like down there all the way to the end, you see that one grave that's all the way down there. If that one grave is there, how many more do you think is there? But if the grass has taken over, we don't even know that they're there. Because the other day I came, I counted about it's over 600 graves out here. How many more out here are buried that I don't even see, but I'm walking on top of, because the city of Delray is neglecting this side of our history. This is the history. And as these graves decay, As these graves get buried, as these graves are unseen, as these graves are unfound, guess what happens? You lose the lineage of your town. You lose who started this town. This is where we could start over and say, hey, I might not knew anything about when the Bible started, but I could tell you back when Delray started, and these are the people that started Delray. I knew this person because it was my mom's neighbor. I knew this person because that was my mom's ex-boyfriend. See, those are the things that I'm fighting for. I'm not fighting for the pride signs down on the ground, the paintings, the murals on the ground, you know, on the pavement that cars drive on top of already. That's what the city manager and crew are fighting for. But when we want to look at to see why is that, if you can look closely, I'm gonna have to go back out there. I'm gonna have to, y'all. This make me feel so funny now. I'm not being funny now. I feel extra bad. I'm not joking. See, if you see right there, you see how the decant between those two graves are? It's bad. You see that yellowing? And you could tell something is wrong because the guy was just here the other day cutting the grass. He wouldn't even cut in between there because he see that something is wrong with that area. If you look down there, you could see down there that something is wrong with it as well. I had overlooked that part because I was really just in this area right here. But it's a bit, but maybe I did, I don't know. But those are involved in it too. These graves, some of these graves have been out here for a, well, all of these graves have been out here since the beginning of Delray, since Delray started, because these are the people. And then this is where they ended up at. We got, I see where in the city of Delray, we have a news station. The news station actually ran a story because they was trying to do a golf course out there on Atlantic Avenue. And they said that those trees out there were old trees and they didn't want to get rid of the trees. And I find it so weird that golf is all about money. Golf is not the history of Delray. Golf was incorporated here. But now we done planted trees over there and that makes it a history. So that made it to, but yet the history of Delray, we man down our fallen grounds. You know how many people out there you think was in the war? Because I'm waiting to get the information about my Enoch. I want to know what was it about Enoch, because the lady kind of insinuated something about Enoch and the veteran. And I want to know. I want to know. So I want to know, why is it more important for us to run news stories when the white man worried about their money and their trees so that their golf can go down, but they're not worried about the black community and what made up the history in order for you to have a tree to play golf? See, before you was able to play golf, it was people here. Before you and your goddamn golf and your ball and your stick and your ass up your crack hole. See, these people were here. They created those grounds for all of that. And I want to know, why is it that they aren't important? Why is there no news stations running this channel? Why is there no one worried about the history of Delray, but y'all say the history of the trees are important? How is the history of the trees important, but you ain't see the history of the people that was in it? Or the trees more important than the people that made up the town? Make it make sense to me. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager. And also for neglect of this cemetery plantation. I'm calling for the city manager of Delray Beach, Florida, to be fired for discrimination and domestic violence abuser and emotional distress. And all dominoes must fall. I'm calling for the firing of the city manager. Y'all pull a picture of the city manager and tell me whether or not we should have a city manager of this caliber that only is concerned about the pride, gay signs on the ground, and the noise. And on top of that, if this is the history of Delray, and these are the people that started this town, I want to know why the name of this street is 8th anything. Why is this 8th and 10th? Why is these two streets that's connected to my graveyard? Why isn't this like historical? This is the only graveyard here. I want the names changed. I went to one of the meetings and one lady was in there. Oh, yeah, you know, I want to change this area right here. And I think it's only fair, you know, because my granddad did a whole lot around here. I say, oh, so Becky Sue get to come in because she knew Karen, and she get to come in and just make a broad request just like that. And they changed the street name to whoever her granddaddy was. Now, mind you, I'm trying to get the history of my great-granddaddy. Oh, and then the lady tell me, oh, you know, because the black people, you know, the black people didn't keep good records. Huh. I wonder, was there any lack of resources for them? I wonder, was there any lack of knowledge? Like, you know how y'all do us these days? You know, the modern days where y'all know about the loans and stuff like that, and then we don't know about them until y'all have exhausted them and ran them in the ground, no money left over. Then we get the scraps, and when we get the scraps, we got 1,000-man requirements that need to be met. You mean like that? You mean like modern, the F-day treatment of broad daylight and nighttime slavery? I'm calling for the firing of the slave mentality of the city manager to be ousted. And if anybody haven't paid attention, this town is being ran by men. I don't give a damn about that city attorney. She means nothing to me. And she ain't from here. So I want her to stay out the fight until she put her goddamn pen and paper together. Because either y'all come for me or I'm coming for you. Because I'm not going anywhere. And I want the answers that I want. My request has been put in for over 3 months now. The last request, I initially put the request in. Anyway, we don't have garbage cans out here. And I do want to go on the other side to see if a certain garbage can, somebody had to come. I guess they see me complaining about a garbage can. So somebody got a box and looked like they picked up some of the trash over there and left a box over there for anybody with trash. Now, why should we have to do that when there's a community, a team that we pay for through the city of Delray? We pay for this and can't get garbage cans out to the graveyard. And when I asked Miss Jasmine Jazz about garbage cans over 3 months ago, I said, why are there no garbage cans? Oh, because we don't know what people gonna do. You mean you don't know what your people gonna do? Because one thing about my people, black people not nasty like y'all funky asses think we are. We are actually way far more cleaner than your pissy panty ass. She got mad because I said, okay, pissy panties. Because she lied. She said I called her about something personal. She didn't even give me a chance because clearly she already knew me. I just, on the sticky, I just put Queen, my phone number, and please give me a call. She get on the phone with me and was acting rough. She was acting like, Sam, I'm like, damn, do I know you, ho? I don't know you, so ho. Like, I don't got no respect for none of them. None of them. That's why I just stay away from, because if I don't got no respect for you and I want to try to respect you, I'd rather stay my distance from you, because the way I am right now, I don't got no understanding for it. I don't got no understanding. I don't have no love, don't got no friendship, and don't give a damn about you. Just like y'all ain't care about me in y'all huddles. They didn't care about me in their huddles. They didn't care about me in their groups. They didn't care about me when they were pillow talking. They weren't caring about me when they was taken from the realms of the city manager to be biased towards me. And I guess called an order not to help me, not to talk to me, leave it alone. You know, she'll go away. She's a nuisance. No. I sent you to hell is what I am. You're not coming out. The city of Delray has been summoned to hell. I want the names of everybody at this cemetery. I want to know where my great-grandparents are at. I want to know what is the budget for this graveyard. I've been asking. The request has already been put in. I have not heard from them. Again, the only thing I've heard was that the city attorney cannot give me the names out here because they don't know. Because if Sam is the one that made sure the request, but see, I've been waiting on Sam ever since the tennis match. Whenever that tennis match was, Sam knew I was asking for those names. I don't know Sam, but Sam tried to get jolly with me too. I say, man, now this another short pants that's not going to do it. You been on Three's Company? Is you Janice? God damn it, you ain't going to do that to me. You better sit your cotton picking ass down, because I say, no. I'm not standing for it. I'm definitely not about to allow these men These goddamn straight ass sassy cat shims. You ain't gonna do me like that. Y'all better take y'all ass back over there to EJ Johnson and ask EJ, because EJ said it's the straight men that he go for. So I don't know who is who. All I can say is y'all better ask EJ.